Okay, so cultural competency cannot occur without people confronting their own bias and prejudices. So I made a little highlight there. If you want to be culturally competent, cultural competency cannot occur if you're not prepared to confront your own biases and prejudices. Historically, education and training in this area has remained in the cognitive and objective domain, preventing self-exploration. So you cannot do it without self-exploration. In order to achieve cultural competence, helping professionals, that's us, must demonstrate the courage to examine themselves before they can hope to provide adequate services to a diverse population. That's what this workshop is about. Now, when we were talking about, I have a training on the spiritual principles of the 12 steps. Each step has a spiritual principle, but I see spiritual principles here. Courage, step 4. Hope, step 2. So I mean, this is what we're talking about. The courage. You can't even hope to provide adequate if you don't have the courage. I mean, it takes some guts to be able to do self-exploration. And it takes some courage to be an effective counselor. I mean, you see miracles, but this is not a field for everyone. It's not for everyone.
It seems that way.
It's not for everyone.
But it seems, you know what I just said.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, and I teach this in another training, some counselors like to talk more than they like to listen, you know.
Yeah.
They do more talking, I mean, than the patient. And that, you know, you got to be a good listener. You know, you got to be able to, you know, be quiet, you know. And kind of, sometimes I bite my jaw down because I want to say something, but I don't, because they're saying something. And I never interrupt them. I let them get it out. And I may come back, okay, I heard what you said, and I'm looking for discrepancies, and I'm looking for things that they said, or something, you know, that they might have missed to accentuate. But most of the time, you got to be a good listener to be a good counselor. That's why I say this field's not for everybody. So this is our official definition of it. Okay, so this is just going to give you a little definition of those different topics in the title. This is bias. A belief that one racial category is innately superior or inferior to another. Bias enacts prejudice in favor of or against one thing, person, or group compared with another, using in a way considered to be unfair. Usually in a way considered unfair. So, with bias is a belief that one group is better or not, or better than the other. And that bias enacts a prejudice. Sometimes unconsciously. So the prejudice is based on the bias, which is an unfair or unsubstantiated or undocumented or belief that one group is superior or inferior to another.
You have it narrowed to racial.
Yes.
But it would also be racial, gender, all the other
This
things,
is where,
right?
this is where it starts, because it builds up from this initial bias. But yes, all of the above.
I mean, gender and race are like, gender comes even before race.
Well, gender is the most popular because it was 50% and
Biggest
50/50.
bias,
yeah.
right?
Yeah. I think it's 51%. 51% of the world is women and 49% is men. So it's the most common two biggest groups.